Have you ever felt the weight of the world pressing down on your soul, as if life itself were conspiring against your peace? In the midst of modern chaos, from the relentless demands of work to the complexities of relationships, we are often left adrift, vulnerable to every shift in fortune, every fleeting emotion. Yet there exists a timeless path, a way of thinking so powerful and enduring that it shields you from life's turbulence, offering you the strength to stand firm no matter what comes your way. This path is Stoicism, a philosophy not just for scholars or sages, but for all who seek mastery over themselves. Imagine navigating a stormy sea without a compass, endlessly tossed by waves of uncertainty, fear, and frustration. Now imagine steering your ship with unyielding confidence, your course set by an unwavering sense of purpose. This is the power that Stoicism offers, a way to control your inner world when the outer world becomes uncontrollable. Today we explore 10 Stoic principles, each one a guiding star that will light your way through the darkest of times. By embracing these principles, you will discover how to maintain peace, no matter how strong the storm, and emerge from life's challenges not just unscathed, but strengthened. Are you ready to walk the path of the Stoic and build a fortress of the mind that nothing can breach? Let's embark on this journey together, a journey where you will learn to confront adversity with grace, to lead a life anchored in purpose, and to find within yourself an unshakable source of resilience. These principles are not mere theories, they are tools for living. A life of freedom, strength, and profound peace is within your grasp. The question is, will you accept the challenge? Number 1, define your purpose with clarity. In the vast ocean of life, many drift aimlessly, pulled by the tides of circumstance and the winds of fleeting desires. Without a clear direction, they become like leaves scattered by the wind, vulnerable to every change, every challenge, every disappointment. But those who define their purpose stand firm, like a ship guided by a compass, unwavering in the face of the fiercest storms. Have you ever paused to ask yourself, what is the purpose that guides me? Or have you allowed the world to shape your path, surrendering your destiny to forces beyond your control? The Stoics taught us that purpose is not a luxury, it is a necessity. Without it, we are prisoners of our whims, enslaved to the fleeting emotions and external distractions that tug at our lives. To define your purpose is to reclaim your freedom. Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher emperor, once said, "People who labor all their lives but have no purpose to direct every thought and impulse are wasting their time, even when hard at work." Purpose is not simply a destination. It is a beacon that illuminates every step along the way, giving meaning to each action and resolve to every moment of doubt. So ask yourself, what is it that you truly seek? What is the noble aim that will give your life meaning even when the winds of misfortune blow strongest? If your purpose is clear, distractions lose their power, temptations fall away, and obstacles become stepping stones. A person without purpose is easily swayed by every new trend, every passing challenge. But one who knows their purpose is unshakable. Reflect daily on your purpose. Carve it deep into your soul. Let it be the fire that ignites your passion and the anchor that holds you steady. Remember, it is not enough to wish for a better life. You must know why you live. In the clarity of your purpose, you will find strength. In that strength, you will become unmovable. Number 2, cultivate mental fortitude. The mind is our fortress, yet too often we leave its gates unguarded. We allow the clamor of the world to invade, fear, anxiety, anger, and doubt slipping past our defenses, consuming the peace within. But remember this, what you allow into your mind shapes the very essence of your life. To live as a Stoic is to stand vigilant at the threshold of your thoughts, cultivating a mind that is strong, resilient, and impenetrable to external chaos. Imagine your mind as a garden. Left untended, it is overrun with weeds, negative emotions, unproductive thoughts, and the opinions of others, all choking the beauty within. But when you nurture it with care, when you plant seeds of wisdom and discipline, that garden flourishes, bearing the fruit of inner peace and clarity. This is the essence of mental fortitude. Epictetus wisely observed, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." The Stoic does not seek to control the external world, for that is beyond our power. Instead, the Stoic strengthens the mind, for it is within the mind that true control lies. The world may hurl misfortune at your doorstep, but only you decide how those events will shape your inner state. How then do we cultivate this fortress of the mind? Through discipline. Just as an athlete trains the body, you must train your thoughts. Begin each day by reflecting on the trials you may face, and prepare yourself to meet them with calm determination. When anger or fear arises, pause, breathe, and remind yourself that these emotions are mere visitors. They hold no power unless you grant it to them. Daily habits are the bricks with which we build mental strength. Meditate on the lessons of philosophy. Journal your thoughts to understand where your mind wanders. Embrace silence to find clarity amidst the noise. As you strengthen your mental fortitude, you will find that external disturbances no longer shake you. You will remain grounded, unshaken, for your peace is anchored within. Guard your mind as the Stoics have taught us. Protect it from the storms of emotion, and you will discover a tranquility that no chaos can touch. In that fortitude, you will find not just survival, but strength to meet life with unwavering grace. Number 3, embrace criticism as a tool for growth. What is it that truly wounds us, criticism itself or the way we perceive it? The Stoic knows the answer. Criticism, like a mirror, reflects only what we are willing to see. For the wise, it is not a weapon to fear, but a tool to sharpen the soul, an opportunity to grow where others would shrink. Too often we allow words to pierce our peace, to disturb the serenity of our minds. But ask yourself, why? Does criticism alter your worth, or does it simply reveal where improvement can be made? Marcus Aurelius, that great emperor-philosopher, reminded himself, "If anyone can prove me wrong and show me my mistake, I will gladly change. It is the truth I seek, and the truth never harmed anyone." Herein lies the essence of Stoic wisdom. Embrace what you can learn from criticism, and discard what is meant to harm. The Stoic does not flinch at judgment, nor do they run from it. They meet it head-on. For every critique, whether kind or cruel, offers a choice to grow or to retreat. Consider this: when someone points out a flaw in your character or actions, is it not a gift? An opportunity to see yourself more clearly, to refine your conduct, and to strengthen your resolve? Only the foolish reject such chances for growth, mistaking pride for strength. But how do we discern between what is helpful and what is meant to wound? The answer lies in detachment. Epictetus taught us to distinguish between what is within our control and what is not. We cannot control the words of others, but we can control how we receive them. When faced with criticism, pause. Ask yourself, is this criticism valid? If so, seize the lesson it offers, for it is a path toward improvement. If it is not, let it pass through you, like wind through the branches of a tree, no harm done. Remember, criticism is a reflection, not a verdict. It does not define your value. It is simply a tool, one that, when embraced with humility, can elevate your understanding and sharpen your character. Let others speak as they will. Your task is not to defend against every word, but to refine yourself with the wisdom those words may carry. So the next time someone criticizes you, welcome it. You are not diminished by it. Rather, you stand taller, for you have the courage to face what others might fear. And in doing so, you transform critique into growth, weakness into strength. Number 4, transform insults into opportunities for patience. What is an insult but empty noise, a mere collection of words strung together in an attempt to provoke? Yet, how many of us allow such fleeting sounds to disturb the vast calm of our inner world? The Stoic sees insults for what they truly are, opportunities not for anger, but for patience, not for revenge, but for growth. Consider this: when someone insults you, they do not harm your character or your worth. They merely reveal their own. Marcus Aurelius once asked, "How much more grievous are the consequences of anger than the causes of it?" The insult itself is powerless. It is our reaction that grants it life. And so the Stoic meets insults with silence, with calm, and with an unwavering sense of self. To be offended is to give away your strength. To remain patient is to maintain mastery over yourself. Picture the wise man in the marketplace, surrounded by those who mock him. He does not respond with fury, nor does he defend himself with bitter words. Instead, he stands still, unmoved. His patience is not weakness, but power over his own mind, over the desire to retaliate. In doing so, he transforms what was meant to hurt into a test of his resilience. You too can meet insults with this same calm resolve. When someone seeks to provoke you, ask yourself, is this truly worth my peace? Most often, you will find the answer to be no. In that moment of stillness, you will see the insult for what it is, an opportunity to exercise patience, to practice the art of non-reactivity. The insult loses its sting when you refuse to carry the burden of anger. Seneca, one of our greatest Stoic teachers, advised us to reflect on our own flaws before reacting to the flaws of others. Whenever you are about to find fault with someone, ask yourself the following question: what fault of mine most nearly resembles the one I'm about to criticize? When insulted, look inward. If the insult is true, use it as a chance to correct your behavior. If it is false, let it pass, as a stone skimming the surface of a deep, still pond. To transform insults into opportunities for patience is not to ignore injustice, but to rise above the pettiness of those who seek to disturb your tranquility. Remember, the insult says more about the one who speaks it than it ever could about you. Your power lies in how you choose to respond, or, more often, how you choose not to respond. In that choice, you assert your strength, and no insult can penetrate the fortress of your mind. Number 5. Free yourself from the opinions of others. How often do we find ourselves imprisoned, not by physical chains, but by the invisible shackles of others' opinions? We seek approval, validation, and praise as if our worth were something to be granted by the fleeting judgments of the crowd. But the Stoic knows this truth. Freedom lies not in the hands of others, but in the mastery of one's own mind. Consider this: if you live according to the expectations of others, who truly lives your life? Each day you compromise your peace and your principles for the approval of those who may not understand your path. Epictetus warned us of this when he said, "If you wish to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid." Why? Because the opinions of the masses are fickle, driven by shallow desires and passing trends. To live by their judgments is to hand over your life to chaos. Imagine a ship at sea, adjusting its sails with every gust of wind. How could it ever reach its destination? In the same way, if you allow yourself to be swayed by every opinion, every criticism, you lose your own direction. The Stoic is not like this. The Stoic stands firm, guided by an internal compass, rooted in virtue, not in the whims of others. Marcus Aurelius, the great philosopher king, wrote, "It never ceases to amaze me. We all love ourselves more than other people, but care more about their opinion than our own. Why do we surrender our peace to the judgments of those who do not walk our path?" The opinions of others are nothing more than noise, easily silenced if we choose to ignore them. True freedom begins when you free yourself from the need for external validation. Your worth is not determined by how others see you, but by how you live according to your own principles. Reflect on this. Do the opinions of others improve your character, sharpen your wisdom, or bring you peace? Most often they do none of these. Instead, they distract you from what truly matters: your inner integrity, your sense of purpose. To free yourself from the opinions of others is not to become indifferent or cold, but to recognize that the only opinion that holds weight is your own judgment of your actions. Are you living justly? Are you acting with courage and integrity? If so, then the noise of the world fades into irrelevance. So the next time you feel the sting of judgment or the allure of praise, pause. Ask yourself, am I living for them, or am I living for what I know to be true? In that question, you will find the key to your freedom, for nothing can imprison the mind that is governed by its own wisdom. Stand firm in who you are. The opinions of others are the passing clouds, but you are the mountain, unmoved and untouchable. Number 6. Anticipate obstacles and embrace challenges. No journey through life is without hardship, yet so many stumble, as if the road were meant to be smooth, as if the winds of adversity were unexpected. The Stoic, however, knows better. To live wisely is to expect challenges, to greet them not as enemies, but as teachers. Do you not prepare for the winter long before the first snow falls? Why then do we face life's obstacles with surprise, as if trials were unnatural? Seneca reminds us, a gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a man perfected without trials. The obstacles before you are not there to break you, but to strengthen the core of who you are. Imagine a soldier who goes into battle unprepared, caught off guard by the enemy's advance. His defeat is certain, not because he lacks courage, but because he failed to anticipate the fight. The Stoic is not like this. The Stoic rises each day knowing full well that life will offer its share of struggles. Yet by expecting them, we rob them of their power to disrupt us. Challenges are no longer shocks to our system, but are met with the calm of one who is ready. Prepare your mind as you would prepare your home for a storm. Reflect each morning, what trials might I face today? Whether it be the impatience of a colleague, the weight of unexpected responsibilities, or the sting of disappointment, anticipate them. And in this anticipation, you will find that the obstacles lose their bite. They become opportunities for the practice of virtue, patience, resilience, and fortitude. Marcus Aurelius understood this well. He wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." When you expect obstacles, they no longer deter you. Instead, they guide you, pushing you towards strength. Like a skilled craftsman who sees the grain of the wood and works with it, not against it, so too must you work with the challenges life presents. But anticipation alone is not enough. You must embrace the challenges that come your way. Do not curse the path that has hardships. Instead, see each difficulty as a refining fire, a chance to become who you were meant to be. When adversity strikes, do not ask, "Why me?" Instead ask, "What can I learn from this? How can I grow?" Just as an athlete strengthens his muscles through resistance, your mind, your character, is strengthened by the resistance of life. In time, you will no longer fear the difficulties ahead, but will welcome them, for they are the very conditions through which greatness is forged. Anticipate, embrace, and rise. For in every obstacle, there is not only a challenge, but an opportunity to demonstrate your unshakable resolve. Number 7. Strengthen your inner resilience. There is a power within each of us, untapped and often forgotten, a strength that no external force can diminish. This power is resilience, the ability to endure, adapt, and rise above whatever life hurls in your path. To strengthen this inner resilience is to become unbreakable, not because the world has spared you its trials, but because you have learned to withstand them with unwavering grace. Ask yourself, what can truly harm me? Can misfortune bend your will? Can failure rob you of your dignity? The Stoic knows that the answer lies not in the event itself, but in how we respond to it. Epictetus reminds us, it is not the things themselves that disturb us, but the opinions we form about them. Your mind, and only your mind, determines the weight of any burden. In this truth lies the foundation of resilience. Consider a tree rooted deep in the earth. Storms come and go, bending its branches, but the tree stands firm, for its roots run deep. So too must your resilience be grounded, not in the fleeting comforts of the external world, but in the unshakable strength of your own soul. Life will present you with countless storms, loss, rejection, failure, and uncertainty. But none of these have the power to uproot you unless you allow them to. How then do we strengthen this inner resilience? By accepting that we cannot control what happens to us, only how we choose to react. You must train your mind to focus not on what is lost or what could go wrong, but on what remains within your power, your judgment, your attitude, your response. Every hardship is an invitation to test your strength, to grow in fortitude. Embrace it. Marcus Aurelius, that philosopher king who faced war, plague, and betrayal, understood this well. He wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." To master resilience is to take full ownership of your inner world. No misfortune, no insult, no external event can touch what lies within unless you surrender that power. Begin today by practicing resilience in the small things. When disappointment arises, resist the urge to despair. When adversity strikes, remind yourself that it is temporary, but your strength is lasting. Just as a muscle grows stronger through resistance, so too does your resilience grow each time you face difficulty with calm determination. Remember, it is not the absence of struggle that makes you resilient, but the ability to remain upright in its presence. Strengthen your inner resilience, and you will become a fortress untouched by the storms outside, serene and powerful within. Number 8. Practice self-control in every action. In the heat of emotion, we often forget that the greatest power we possess is the ability to choose our response. Anger, fear, and desire surge within us, tempting us to act impulsively, to react without thought. Yet the Stoic understands that true strength lies not in action, but in restraint, in the ability to pause, reflect, and act with reason, not impulse. Have you ever regretted words spoken in anger, decisions made in haste, or actions taken without reflection? In those moments, we are not in control, our emotions are. But self-control is the mastery of the self, the ability to govern our reactions rather than being governed by them. Epictetus taught, "No man is free who is not master of himself." To be truly free is to command yourself, especially in moments of tension and temptation. Imagine yourself standing at a crossroads. One path leads to instant gratification, the fleeting satisfaction of reacting out of anger, fear, or impulse. The other path requires patience, discipline, and clarity, a calm choice made with intention. Which path do you take? The Stoic always chooses the latter, for it is the road of wisdom, where self-control reigns. Self-control is not a denial of emotion, but a mastery of it. To feel anger is human, but to be consumed by it is weakness. To feel fear is natural, but to let it dictate your actions is surrender. Self-control is the ability to pause in the face of emotion, to ask yourself, what is the wisest course of action? Before you speak, before you act, you reflect. This moment of pause is your power. Seneca reminds us, "He who is brave is free." And what is bravery, if not the courage to remain composed when everything around you pulls you toward chaos? It is easy to lash out in anger, but it is far more powerful to hold your tongue. It is simple to chase every desire, but it is strength to choose what is truly needed over what is merely wanted. To practice self-control in every action is to commit to living intentionally. You are not a leaf blown by the wind of your emotions. You are the captain of your ship, steering with purpose. Begin by mastering the small moments, the impulse to speak out of frustration, the temptation to act out of fear. In these moments, pause, breathe, ask yourself if this action aligns with your highest self. Each time you choose restraint, each time you act with wisdom rather than impulse, you build the foundation of a life governed by self-control. And in this mastery, you find not only peace but power, the power to shape your life according to your will, not the fleeting demands of emotion. Remember, self-control is the path to freedom. In mastering yourself, you gain dominion over your life, and no external force can shake the strength you possess within. Number 9. Accept reality without resistance. To resist what is to wage war against the very nature of life itself. Yet how often do we fight against reality, refusing to accept the circumstances that unfold before us? The Stoic knows that true peace is found not in bending the world to our will, but in aligning our will with the world. Acceptance is not surrender, it is mastery. Consider this. When the river flows swiftly, you may fight its current, thrashing against the water, exhausting yourself in a futile battle. Or you may choose to flow with it, moving as it moves, adapting to its course. The river does not care for your resistance. It will continue on, indifferent to your struggle. Life is much the same. We suffer not because of what happens to us, but because we resist what is. Epictetus taught us, do not seek for things to happen the way you want them to. Rather, wish for them to happen as they do, and you will find peace. What does this mean? It is not to wish away hardship, but to understand that hardship is part of life's natural order. We do not control what happens to us, but we control our response. To accept reality is to see it clearly without distortion, and to act in harmony with it. Ask yourself, how much of your suffering comes from wishing things were different? How much energy do you waste yearning for a past that cannot be undone, or a future that cannot be guaranteed? The Stoic recognizes this desire for control as a root of much misery. Acceptance is not passivity, it is the active choice to focus on what is within your power and to release what is not. Imagine a sailor who curses the wind for not blowing in his favor. Does this change the wind? No, but it clouds his judgment and drains his spirit. The wise sailor adjusts his sails, using the wind as it is, not as he wishes it to be. So too must we adjust ourselves to the realities of life. By accepting what we cannot change, we free ourselves from unnecessary suffering and direct our energy toward what we can influence. Marcus Aurelius, a man who faced war, plague, and betrayal, reminded himself daily, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. The obstacle itself becomes part of the path, not because we change the obstacle, but because we change our perspective. When we stop resisting reality, we transform it into an opportunity for growth. Acceptance is not defeat. It is the recognition that life unfolds according to its own rules, not ours. In that recognition lies freedom, the freedom to respond with wisdom and strength, rather than frustration and despair. So when life presents you with challenges, ask not, why me? But rather, how can I use this? In this shift of perspective, you align yourself with the flow of life, and in that flow, you find the calm that no external force can disturb. Accept reality as it is, without resistance, and you will discover that, in doing so, you become stronger, more adaptable, and at peace, unshaken by the turbulence of the world. Number 10. Live in harmony with nature and yourself. In all of nature, there is no conflict, no resistance to what is. The river flows effortlessly toward the sea. The tree bends gracefully with the wind, and the seasons change without complaint. Yet we humans, gifted with reason, often act as if we are separate from the natural world, struggling against its rhythms and rebelling against its laws. The Stoic knows this is folly. To live well is to live in harmony with nature and with yourself. What does it mean to live in harmony with nature? It is to recognize that, like the stars above or the roots beneath the earth, you are part of a greater whole. The laws of the universe are not subject to your will. They are ancient, immutable, and indifferent to your desires. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Everything that happens, happens as it should, and if you observe carefully, you will find this to be so." The wise man does not attempt to rewrite the natural order. He aligns himself with it, accepting the cycles of life as he would the changing of the seasons. You must also live in harmony with your own nature. Too often we chase after things that do not suit our true selves, status, wealth, or fleeting pleasures. But these pursuits only lead us away from inner peace. The Stoic asks, what is my nature? What is my purpose in this vast web of existence? To live in harmony with yourself is to honor who you are at your core, to cultivate your virtues, and to fulfill your role in the world without striving for what is not yours to seek. Think of the river. It does not rage against the rocks in its path. It flows around them, finding the easiest course, always moving forward but never resisting the obstacles it encounters. You too must learn to flow. Life will present challenges, disappointments, and hardships, but these are as natural as the rain. Do not fight them, adapt to them, learn from them, and move forward with grace. To live in harmony with nature also means to embrace simplicity. The earth provides all that we need, yet how often do we burden ourselves with excess? Seneca reminds us, it is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more that is poor. In nature, nothing is wasted, and nothing is desired beyond what is necessary. Simplicity is the key to contentment. When you free yourself from unnecessary wants, you open the door to peace. Living in harmony with yourself and nature means accepting your place in the world with humility. You are neither greater nor lesser than any other part of creation. The Stoics understood this deeply. We are here for a brief moment, part of a grand and eternal cycle. When we accept this, we find not despair, but purpose. We live each day fully, aware that we are a thread in the grand tapestry of existence. So, reflect on this. Are you resisting life, or are you flowing with it? Are you living true to your nature, or are you chasing things that leave you empty? By living in harmony with the world around you and the self within you, you discover a profound tranquility. You no longer fight the current, you become one with it. Live simply, live purposefully, live in harmony with nature and yourself, and you will find that peace, like the steady flow of the river, is always within reach. Life is a series of waves, constantly shifting, pulling us toward uncertainty, joy, sorrow, and challenge. Yet, amidst this ever-changing sea, there is a way to remain steady, unmoved by the tides of fortune. Stoicism is that way, a philosophy not of escape, but of engagement. It teaches us that peace is not found in the absence of adversity, but in how we navigate through it. Each of the 10 Stoic principles we've explored is a tool, a means to cultivate strength, wisdom, and resilience in the face of life's trials. These are not abstract ideas confined to the pages of ancient texts. They are practical, living guides for those who seek mastery over themselves. When you define your purpose, strengthen your mind, embrace criticism, and live in harmony with nature, you build a life that cannot be shaken. Imagine living a life where no insult can disturb your peace, where no challenge can break your resolve. A life where, regardless of what the world throws at you, you remain grounded, calm, intentional, and unyielding in your pursuit of virtue. This is the Stoic's path, a path open to anyone willing to practice these principles. But remember, Stoicism is not something to be understood in thought alone, it must be lived. Every day presents opportunities to apply these teachings, to strengthen your mind, sharpen your purpose, and grow in patience and wisdom. You do not need to be perfect, but you must be persistent. So as you move forward, ask yourself, am I applying these principles? Am I becoming the master of my own life? The world will continue to test you, this is certain. But with Stoicism as your compass, you will no longer be swayed by the winds of fate. You will stand firm, resilient, and at peace, regardless of what lies ahead. If you're ready to live a life of inner strength, purpose, and unshakable calm, subscribe to the Ultimate Stoicism channel. Here, we delve deep into timeless Stoic principles, offering practical wisdom to help you navigate life's challenges with grace and resilience. Join a community committed to self-mastery and personal growth. Subscribe now and begin your journey toward true peace and freedom. Top of form, bottom of form.